There is a quiet war unfolding just beneath the surface of the Pacific. At the center of it all is a small, spiny creature making an enormous impact: the purple sea urchin. This is a species that is both loved and hated. Let's take a look at this species from a scientific and culinary standpoint. Let's start with the science. Purple sea urchins are known to gather into dense clusters. This forms what is becoming known as urchin barrens. These are underwater wastelands where they devour kelp until there is nothing left. They strip entire reefs bare. In Northern California, more than 90% of the bull kelp forests have disappeared in the last decade. Oregon has suffered a similar fate. Nearly 2/3 of its kelp beds have vanished since 2010. The main drivers? Well, there's a few. The collapse of the sunflower sea star population is a big one. They are a key urchin predator. Warming ocean temperatures is another. With fewer predators and these ideal conditions, urchin populations have exploded. Kelp forests are listed as one of the most important ecosystems on Earth. They're home to over 1,000 marine species, from fish and crustaceans to seabirds and marine mammals. When the kelp disappears, entire food chains collapse. Juvenile rockfish, abalone, and crab are just a few that lose both their food and their shelter. When this happens, populations can crash. And here's where the story gets even more unsettling. After these urchins consume all available food, they don't just die off. They become zombies. Well, sort of. They enter a starvation-induced dormancy, becoming what scientists are now calling zombie urchins. They can survive for years in this state, reabsorbing their own tissues and slowing their metabolism to near hibernation levels. The moment new kelp gains a foothold, they reawaken and devour it, and the cycle continues. This is where people like Captain Chris Hawk comes into play. He's a commercial urchin diver fighting back against this purple invasion. From his vessel, the Teresa Ann, Chris harvests these urchins from the reefs using gloved hands and handheld tools. He fills mesh collection bags one spiky creature at a time. Every urchin he removes is one less kelp eater that's on the reef. This is a small but powerful step towards restoration. Not only does his harvest support the seafood industry, but his work actually allows for the recovery of these kelp forests. With his harvest now on the deck, he'll offload them to Catalina Offshore Products. They're a key player in the next stage of our journey. Almost every day, urchin like these get processed at processors like Catalina Offshore Products. This is where the transformation begins. These bins are filled with purple urchins from the Teresa Ann. Now, Catalina Offshore Products will process them into something more table-ready. Founded in the 1970s by Dave Rudy, he recognized a growing demand for uni in Japan and began diving for it off Catalina Island in the winter. The company has grown into one of the largest exporters and retailers of uni in the United States. Here, skilled hands extract the bright orange uni from the spiny shell. This transforms the destructive force into pure gold. Once these uni are packaged, they're now ready to be delivered to restaurants. And one of the best is Himitsu Sushi in San Diego. Delivered fresh from Catalina Offshore almost every morning, uni is creamy, complex, and unmistakably oceanic. It's a prized delicacy in sushi restaurants around the world. When prepared properly, it's not just food, it's really an experience. It's one of the most luxurious bites the sea can give us. And here's the twist. When you order uni like this, you're actually helping the ocean. You're directly supporting the removal of an invasive force and allowing these kelp forests to recover. The story of the purple urchin offers an unexpected ray of hope. From the diver, the processor, and the chef, a new narrative is now emerging. One where enjoying a seafood delicacy is also an act of environmental stewardship. By literally eating the problem, we can give West Coast kelp forests a fighting chance to grow again. So the next time you savor a piece of uni, remember, you're not just indulging, you're helping an ecosystem recover. And that's a win for both your appetite and our planet.